before we begin, make sure you subscribe so you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. And check out the official Discord for the channel for some exclusives and behind the scenes. So we've known since November 2018 that stuff like this was going to start happening, and we've known that it is being worked on, and in this video I'm going to show you why this is the governor, how it's the governor, and what this spin-off will actually be. Because, to point out the obvious, the governor is dead. One of the first videos I ever did when pursuing YouTube in early 2019 was about the governor, how he could return, because it was just announced that these spin-offs would be happening. And an interview with David Morrissey, the actor for the governor, had just come out, and when he was asked would he return for a spin-off, he said he would, and he also mentioned he'd like to work with Andrew Lincoln again, which wasn't in the question, and he couldn't work with Andrew Lincoln again in the Walking Dead universe, because he's dead.
On the subject of The Walking Dead, they've just announced that they're going to start doing spin-off films now. Would you be interested in doing a prequel showing how the governor came about? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I've been asked that a lot. I mean, I loved my experience on The Walking Dead. I mean, it was a show I'd love to go back to in any capacity. And, you know, you want to work with those people. I love the character. I feel like, you know, the character's got more to give. And I think that's why the show gets actors of, you know, good actors in it, because they give you a backstory. They give you real things to play. And it's, you know, it is a survivalist show, but it's something about the human relationships inside the show that really click into people, I think. And yeah, I would go back in a shot. And also, you know, I have to say that Andrew Lincoln is an actor who I admire, both as a man and an actor, so, you know, to do anything with him would be a pure pleasure.
So I did entertain the idea of him possibly being alive and them retconning what actually happened to him, because you might not remember this, but we do actually see him dead. Although he is shot off screen by Lily, we do see a brief shot of his body with a bullet in his head after. And because it was such a small shot, it was a second of him on the screen actually dead. It could be retconned, but when you're talking about retconning, it's just dangerous, really, because they can do it to Glenn or Abraham, because we saw what happened to them, and it made so much of the story. But Lily shooting the governor, Michonne put a katana in his chest anyway, and that's what ended the governor storyline and the prison storyline. And the fact that so many don't even remember seeing the shot of him actually dead means if they really wanted to, they could bring him back. But what is this mystery project they're working on? The Rise of the Governor. In 2011, Robert Kirkman and Jay Bonensinger released a book called The Walking Dead: Rise of the Governor. This book was based on the comic version of the character, so this is what happened before the events of the Governor in the comics. Much like Here's Negan does with Negan, Rise of the Governor shows us how the Governor rose to power, including how he got to Woodbury and how he came to lead it. Rise of the Governor is a series of books. After the first one, it's followed by The Walking Dead: Road to Woodbury, then The Walking Dead: The Fall of the Governor, then The Walking Dead: Fall of the Governor Part 2. And it's interesting, the differences between Philip and Brian. Of course, Philip was the governor in the show, and then he was called Brian in the comics. The governor in the comics just had a niece called Penny, whereas the governor in the show had clearly lost a lot more. Penny was his daughter. And him holding on to the reanimated version of Penny in the show was a lot to do with his dead wife too, just known as Mrs. Blake. Now, he revealed that she died in a car accident, so this spin-off would likely involve flashbacks to when that happened, to when it just became him and Penny. So we'd be seeing way before the apocalypse even started, and eventually see how Penny turned. That's why this secret project, this spin-off, could really be a 6-episode, 1-season thing. Just like with the first season of The Walking Dead. It was 6 episodes showing us Rick Grimes getting to his group and trying to survive from there. We could see the exact same thing happen with the governor. There's still so much to tell, and so much that we haven't seen yet from him. So just like in the Rise of the Governor books, it had 4 novels in that whole series. They could spread across the governor's backstory in 6 episodes. This is likely why he couldn't just go into Tales of the Walking Dead, because he's not just a single episode. They want to base a whole season, a whole spin-off prequel on this character. We've got a whole episode dedicated to Here's Negan in Season 10. We've seen how Alpha came about, we've seen Beta, and what his single episode in Tales of the Walking Dead will be, but we still haven't got any kind of prequel to show the governor's backstory, the Rise of the Governor. So I think this new project is another limited series called The Walking Dead: Rise of the Governor. It's a one-season spin-off. And of course we can't forget, going back to who killed the governor, it was Lily Chamber, the sister of Tara Chamber. So not only could these characters return, but we could actually find out finally what happened to Lily, because after she shoots the governor, that's it. We just never see her again. Now, she is assumed dead because she's said to have thrown herself into walkers. It just didn't happen on screen. So there is the possibility that she is still out there. We just didn't see it. Now, if for some reason none of this actually happens, they don't bring to life Rise of the Governor, how else could the governor return? Well, let's just look at the last time we saw him in the show. He died in Season 4, Episode 8, Too Far Gone. But he actually last appeared in Season 5, Episode 9, What Happened and What's Going On, as one of Tyrese's hallucinations. So him talking about working with Andrew Lincoln again, and him having already appeared as a hallucination, that's likely too, but I really think this secret project, this spin-off, is Rise of the Governor. And I think that's the only character Scott Gimple could mean by best villain of all time in The Walking Dead. If it was Negan, he would have just said it was Negan, like he's already said, because of course we're getting his backstory episode. He could get his own thing, they've spoke about that, but he really would have just said it. Alpha and Beta come in a pair, and of course we already know Beta's getting his own country singer single episode in Tales of the Walking Dead. He could be talking about Gareth or Joe. Of course we've seen Joe in a webisode already. And with Gareth and the Termites, we've already seen exactly how they came to be who they were. One of the greatest villains of all time is the Governor. And I think this new show is going to be called The Walking Dead, Rise of the Governor. But what do you think? If this is about the Governor, what do you want to see in this new show? Do you think this project is about another villain? Let me know what you think down below. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you press the like button. It will help me out and look at this video seen by more people. If you did enjoy it, then make sure you check out my other videos. Check out this one, where we have more info on the Daryl and Carol spin-off that's happening after the main show ends. And more confirmation on some returning characters, including Heath and Madison. And check out this one for my full breakdown of the new trailer we got for The Walking Dead Season 10C. There's a lot of new stuff in there, so make sure you go and watch it. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.